Well, comments, actions from parties as well as individuals, has been the talking point for some time now, leading up to so many talks. And they say, well, the pact signed by the two contending leading candidates in the elections must be adhered to. Joining us to look at the need for a non-violence polls is a legal practitioner, Oluwasegun Ojemuyiwa. He's also a former law lecturer at the Faculty of Law, University of Lagos. Good morning and thanks for joining us.
Thank you very much for having me.
Well, the talk is, I think, is still on, and a whole lot has been happening. But what do you make out of that particular pact signed, even though they say, well, it's just a gentleman's agreement?
Well, for whatever it is worth, it's a good attempt. It's a good attempt, it's a good initiative. I think at least we have something to hold them to, should any of them depart from the path of peace. So to my mind, it's a good attempt. It's a good initiative.
The thing is, just immediately after that, it would seem as if, well, it kickstart a big talking issue, which a whole lot of people were a little bit confused or uncomfortable with. Comments and publications and so many kinds of advertorial, which people say, well, are capable of inciting one group against the other. It goes back to that particular pact. Does it mean anything to some individuals when they put pen to paper to say we will stay off? And how well can that really go down with the followers of such leaders?
Well, the problem really is that the political party, the leadership of the political parties in Nigeria, they have not been able to provide clear guidelines, and they have not been able to provide sanctions for erring party officials who will not toe the line already committed to by their political party. Now, one will have expected that since Jonathan and Buhari, the two main contenders in this election, since they have sat down and put their pen to paper committing to a violent-free election, one will have thought that everybody line up in accordance with the dictates of the leadership. But that has not been so, and it has not been so because the party in Nigeria, the leadership in Nigeria, do not have in place a disciplinary and effective disciplinary measures. So the moment you do something or you say something that is out of line with the party's position, you should be sanctioned. But over time, that has not been the case in Nigeria.
Now, in these elections, it would seem that there's been plenty of call, I don't know if it can ever be too much though, of people saying we don't want violence in these polls. Why do you think that we seem to have, is it a higher possibility or, for violence in the 2015 elections?
To be honest with you, the template we have now, the template we have right now tells you there will be trouble unless concrete steps, not just talking, concrete steps are taken.
What's the template we have now?
Now the template we have now, we have a situation where some people are moving towards being disenfranchised. Some people do not yet have their voters card, permanent voters card, and this is a common knowledge. Then two, you have some people already who are who are displaced. IDPs call internally displaced persons. Now these people are Nigeria. Most of them are above 18. They are entitled to vote, and there is no concrete arrangement yet. The general view is that it appears there's not going to be an election in the Northeast. But then,
INEC has assured to the contrary that there will indeed be elections in those areas where they can reach.
In those areas where they can reach, is that good enough? Is that good enough?
What do you want?
In those areas
what
where
do you want INEC
reach,
to do?
Now, INEC will only make provisions in those areas where they can reach. Does it lie in the mouth of INEC to say there is any part of Nigeria that cannot be reached when it comes to election? Why would, anybody in that part of the country that INEC refused to reach or failed to reach is entitled to go to court? Why should somebody in Lagos be better placed than somebody in Baga? Why?
Shouldn't we be realistic? If, according to the governor of, say, Borno State now, who said that only 7 local governments are within the control of Nigeria and about 20 of them are under the
The
control of
the Borno governor is not INEC chairman, and is not the president of Nigeria.
Oh, I'm being realistic here.
Okay.
This is not just by him. This is also being corroborated by many other people
No.
as to territories, still yet to be captured by the Nigerian. Just a moment, sir. Let me land with my question.
Okay.
Territories yet to be captured by the Nigerian military, back into Nigerian territory, as it were. Territories yet to be fully under the control of the Nigerian government. Are you then saying that INEC should be the one to go and conduct elections in territories that are not under the government's jurisdiction?
I am very confident that the federal government, Jonathan, has not told you yet that any part of Nigerian territory is under the control of anybody. We cannot just assume.
Well,
the federal government has not said that. The president has not said that.
Let us say that their attempt, let us say that there is a battle ongoing to reclaim, territories allegedly taken by, these militants, as it were. Or let's say that there are certain battlegrounds. Let us not even consider any territory, if you please. Would you then say that INEC goes to the battlefront to go and conduct elections? Is that what you're saying?
The issue really is, those people in that place, let us concede to you that there are battles going on in that area. The issue is, are they Nigerians? Are they Nigerians? Are they entitled to vote? Are they entitled to be disenfranchised for any reason whatsoever?
Are those the people that you think are going to cause violence?
As I said, the way things are now, the template we have presently now, we have a template that is prone to violence.
And Malcolm asked, perhaps maybe if you space it more so that we can start to recognize some of these when we get to see them.
We should ask INEC, what if I am a lawyer, because I'm a lawyer, and because some other people are enlightened, they may know what constitutes electoral offenses. They may know the go areas and the no-go areas. What effort has INEC put as at today to enlighten every Nigerian that these are the electoral offenses? These are the things you must do, and if you do these things, these are going to be the sanctions. As long as people do not even know that what they are doing is wrong, and as long as people cannot see themselves being punished for what they have done, they will be free again to do what they have done before and got no penalty. They will be free to do it again. What is INEC doing right now? What is the government doing now? What is the Ministry of Justice doing right now to ensure that everybody know the rules, everybody know the no-go areas, everybody know what constitutes electoral offenses and the sanctions and the penalties that attends to doing a particular act or refusing to do a particular act? Now, when it comes to prosecuting the offenders, the electoral offenders, now the Ministry of Justice, in conjunction with INEC, it is lawyers, whether INEC lawyers or external solicitors, that will prosecute these electoral offenses in court. Now, you don't win any case unless you bring evidence. And these are criminal matters, meaning you have to prove your case beyond reasonable doubt. What are they doing to capture, what have they put in place to get up evidence with which they will be able to convict?
I think some would argue just the way some have also argued concerning the assurance that INEC has given the NYC members that, look, INEC, you're not the security agencies, so you shouldn't be able to assure people of security. Let the agencies in charge of that speak up. But in fairness, INEC had come up with some advertorials trying to enlighten the people. But I'm quite sure you're saying it's not enough.
I'm very sure that over 100 million Nigerians do not know what an electoral offense is.
So what should an agency like the National Orientation Agency be doing?
Now that is another thing.
If they can speak to the grassroots.
Now that is another thing. Orientation agency is about informing the people, enlightening the people, telling the people what they should know. I mean, you don't want a situation where somebody will say, I don't even know that this is an offense. So why not enlighten people as to what constitutes an electoral offense? Why not enlighten people as to what you must not do? And if you do, these are the penalties prescribed by law.
Okay, in your own estimation, would you say that from what you've seen on the ground, we are prepared for violence-free polls?
To be honest with you, we are not.
What are you saying?
To be honest with you,
think
we are not. The T's are not crossed and the I's are not dotted. To be very, very honest with you. To be very, very honest with you, intelligence, high-tech, is not being brought to place the way this election is going on.
What do you want to see?
Now I want to see a situation where every Nigerian can be said to have to be conversant with what constitutes an electoral offense, and then the sanctions, and then I want to see on ground a readiness, a clear manifestation of intention that if you cross the line, you're going to get caned. Now the police, the security agencies. Now you discover that in advanced country now, the policeman, the INEC man, the monitoring officers, they can carry a spy cam. They can carry a spy cam unknown to anybody on the person. And from this spy camera, you discover that it's not you just saying that somebody did this or you caught somebody doing this. The camera is replayed, and this thing is seen. If I'm a judge and the screen is put up in my court, and this thing is played out, will I not be in a better position to proceed with the case?
But as a lawyer, you would also appreciate the fact that, we may be losing or leaving something behind. The Waste report of 2011.
Yeah.
There were recommendations.
Electoral Officers Commission.
Have we been able to go in and take some of those recommendations and see how they can help us in this 2015 elections?
The former Chief Justice has already spoken. He's already expressed his regret that the recommendation of his committee has been thrown, as usual, into the dustbin. The Waste Commission recommends that an electoral offences commission should be established because INEC do not have the wherewithal, do not have the time to really handle that aspect like the EFCC. The EFCC is set up, and even within the EFCC, there's a FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, because it is realized that you cannot saddle the EFCC with certain duties. So another unit called FIU, Financial Intelligence Unit, is set up to handle specific area. Now, the Waste report has already recommended that an electoral officers commission should be set up to specifically prosecute electoral offenders. And then again, further suggest that an electoral offences tribunal or special court should be set up to specially deal with electoral offences. And these are very wise recommendations.